What is up, guys? Thick Kackis here. Thank you so much for stopping by, and today we're going to be talking about an absolutely broken, an absolutely busted exotic in Destiny 2 right now. This thing is packing so much heat. This thing is cracked beyond belief, and well, I gotta share it with you guys. Now, during whatever sandbox update, whatever patch was also associated with the brand new season of Dawn and the switch over to a new season, a lot of things were changed in the sandbox, and apparently a lot of weird glitches were introduced, and this seems to be one of them. It's possible that Bungie intended this, but I really don't think so. Now, what exactly is going on? What is this certain exotic we're talking about? Well, it is the Wish-Ender exotic bow, and it's acquired through a pretty lengthy exotic quest. What's that linked up in the top right-hand corner? Oh, it's my full Wish-Ender guide if you guys want to go and get this thing. Oh, well, that's convenient. Anyways, what is going on with this weapon? Well, if we take a look at the Wish-Ender's perks, its exotic perk is that when you are holding this bow, when you are aiming down sights and it's fully drawn, you will kind of pulse through walls, and that means you can see enemies through walls. And yeah, that's actually pretty powerful. I feel like this exotic is kind of underrated. Well, it was underrated until this season. Anyways, that's actually not what we're talking about. This bow also spawns with an extremely unique bow perk called Broadhead. Now, what Broadhead does is it adds kind of an additional layer of damage when you shoot an enemy with the Wish-Ender, because it's going to give you a damage number for entering and exiting an opponent. So, before Season of Dawn, if you're using this weapon, you would see exactly that. You'd shoot an enemy, you'd get a precision shot for their headshot, and then you'd have another white non-precision number that would also appear at the same time. So going in and coming out, and you would get damage for both of those things. For whatever reason, in Season of Dawn, this is acting like it's going through and then coming out and then going through again and then coming out and then going through again and then coming out of an enemy. Seriously, as you can see from the background gameplay, if I shoot an enemy, there are 4, 5 different damage numbers that appear. It is coming out of an enemy like 3, 4 extra times. So this thing is doing, 4 times or more additional damage than it was before Season of Dawn, and the results are absolutely nutty. If you are just using this bow against kind of regular enemies, not only is it a one-shot kill against pretty much everything, even if it's a body shot, but you can, if you incorporate a precision shot, take down yellow bars in pretty much a single shot as well. I was running it in the Sundial and it was doing fantastic work. It basically feels like you're using a high-impact frame sniper rifle, but it's a primary weapon. However, that's cool and all, but what about the big leagues? What kind of damage can this thing really put out? Well, I got some people together and we ran a Last Wish raid with this bow. I usually do a whole video taking an exotic weapon and putting it up against the Last Wish raid, seeing how it performs on all of the encounters, which is honestly dumb because it gets like 1/4 of the views as a Crucible live comp, so I don't know why I do it, but regardless, I did it just kind of in the background because I was testing things out, and this is what it does to Callie. And you can see those like 4 damage numbers popping up every single shot, and she's trapped here. We're using a speedrun tactic where you can shoot an anarchy shot underneath her and it kind of like traps her, prevents her from moving around. But we take her out with just this bow, which is a primary weapon. So this is an exotic primary weapon. The Bad Juju, the Sunshot, the Graviton Lance are all coded as primary weapons, and this thing is doing as much damage as, most heavy weapons right now, potentially beyond there. There is definitely heavy weapons that do more damage than this thing, so it's not like completely wrecking the game or anything because you can kill stuff faster than this, but just for a primary weapon, it is outputting ridiculous amounts of damage. You want to see what it does to Shirochi? Well, here you go. We take down Shirochi. We get her to that 1/6 of health in no time. It was so potent that we weren't even, by the end of it, putting up wells of radiance. We were just using the bow, all 6 of us, and it was more than good enough. Against Morgoth, it can one-phase Morgoth. It does take a little bit of time. This bow does have the highest damage and the slowest draw time of all the bows, so you are going to suffer a bit there. And moving on to Vault, as you can see, it decimates the knights. Like, this is sad. Dude, when I tested the Deathbringer, that new exotic rocket launcher that splits into 40 million pieces against these guys, it didn't even kill them in one shot. It took like 2 shots to kill them. This takes 3, right? Okay, well, maybe 4, but still, you get my point. It's so powerful right now. It is chunking. Funny enough, though, against Riven, it was trash. Just for whatever reason, against Riven, it wasn't, doing its thing, and it just did no damage. It didn't even get her to half health. So it shows you just how crazy Riven is, but I digress. You may be wondering, okay, well, is this thing also gonna be unbelievable in PvP? Well, thankfully, no. Against a Crucible opponent, it only does the entry and exit wound, and it's still not going to be a one-shot kill or anything. Apparently it's a one-shot kill when you're in an empowered rift, but that applies to, quite a few things actually. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that was also possible with this weapon before Season of Dawn. So it's really just a PvE phenom right now, which is kind of why I'm talking about this. If it was absolutely broken, I wouldn't be bringing attention to it, but right now it's just more fun than absolutely game breaking. Again, this thing isn't, completely changing strategies or anything, because it doesn't do as much damage as the absolute top tier of like damage outputting weapons. But for a primary, it's absolutely fantastic, and it's worth trying out, worth getting if you haven't got it. And it definitely opens up some sweet new loadouts. Guys, that's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed, found this interesting. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickKackis. That's linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.